I keep finding videos on YouTube on how to do retirement. It seems to be the step that people are waiting to take, and sometimes quite nervously, that so much so that they need to be told how to do it. And I thought I needed to be told how to do it as well. So before my retirement, I was so excited about it. The first thing I did is get myself a new diary. I thought I'm going to be organized. It seems to be that that is one of the rules of retirement, is to be organized and not to just sit around the house in your pajamas looking like you haven't got a job. I'm going to follow all the rules. So I got myself a diary. I think I put washing in for a Monday, and Tuesdays and Thursdays was a bit of housekeeping. Wednesdays I kept for visiting a friend, and Fridays was shopping, grocery shopping, shopping for the weekend, etc. Well, the first thing that happened is on a Tuesday morning, I was just about to start doing my housekeeping and my phone pinged, and of course I rushed over to see what it was, and it was a friend, good friend of mine, saying, "Is the kettle on?" I said, "Yes, of course it is." Then I thought, what about my housekeeping? I'm supposed to be housekeeping today. But anyway, this is more important. So, of course, she came around. We had tea and we chatted for hours. She had something on her mind that she wanted to talk about, and I was happy to listen. By the time she left, I didn't really feel like doing any housekeeping. So the next thing that happened was somebody invited me out on a Friday. It was some of my friends that still worked. And they said, "We're finishing work early. We're going out for a couple of glasses of wine. Would you like to join us?" I mean, I don't know if you know me yet, but you know that I love to get together with my friends for a glass of wine. And I said, "Yes, absolutely. What time?" "Well, we're finishing at lunchtime." And I thought, well, I'm going to have to make a plan about my grocery shopping then, because Friday is my shopping day. Well, it didn't take me much longer than that to decide the diary is going. My whole adult life, I had been chained to a diary through working, of course, bringing up a family, sports events, school events, all sorts of things. I had been chained to a diary my whole life, and I was not going to have it anymore. It was gone. I tossed the diary. Now, I made a couple of notes because I didn't want to forget some of these rules that I'd read up on about retiring and the things that I should remember to do. The next thing was, these YouTube videos were telling me to make sure that I didn't become slothy and lie in my bed and sit around in my pajamas. I should get up early, just as if I were going to work, and I should start my day and be dressed, showered and dressed and looking nice for my husband. Why would I get up early when I'm retired? First of all, looking nice for my husband doesn't come into it. My husband gets up and makes tea for both of us, brings it back to bed. He gets back into bed and we sometimes just quietly drink our tea. He's doing a game or two, a Sudoku or something. Or otherwise we tell each other what silly dream we had or whatever. And then I get up when I feel like it. How bad is that? Sometimes it's as late as 9 o'clock. I don't care. I'm retired. I've got no one to answer to. I am my boss. So, broke that rule as well. The rule too is, make sure that you always look nice and that you're not slovenly because you're not in the workplace. Well, I don't have a problem with doing my hair and my makeup. I love doing it anyway. And actually being retired is nice because I feel like I've got a bit extra time to do it. And whereas before I used to just stand in front of the bathroom mirror and slap it on, now I sit down at my dressing table and I sometimes try put it on a little differently, whatever. But the time's going on. But it doesn't matter, it's my time. And I'm enjoying putting my makeup on. And while I'm putting my makeup on, I sometimes put a podcast on and I'll listen to something like Diary of a CEO or something that interests me. But are you getting the drift here? I'm doing exactly what I want to do. Let me check my notes again. We were told not to forget our exercise, our meditation, our personal growth, even though we're retired, and our healthy diet. Well, I'm not forgetting any of those. I'm doing them all. The only difference is I'm doing them when I feel like doing them. If I feel like going for an exercise walk at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I will. If I feel like meditating with my nice cup of afternoon tea, I will. I don't have to do it in the morning. I can give gratitude any time of day. And as for personal growth, I just know that I'm growing every day. I just feel like I'm learning things. YouTube has just been wonderful for personal growth. I've just met interesting people and learned new things, and I love it. Absolutely love my YouTube channel. Let's see if there's another point here. Have hobbies. Well, I do have hobbies. I've got lots of hobbies. In fact, my friends are always saying to me, "Oh, you're so busy." And I said, I'm not. I do lots of things. I paint. Actually, let me show you. I painted this on this linen cushion cover. I sew. I knit. I've got lots of hobbies. I'm quite creative. I make cards. But I do it when I feel like doing it. If I don't feel like doing anything today, I do absolutely nothing. I am so good at that. I can sit down for the day and do nothing. Now that may not work for you. I'm not saying that this is the way to go. What I am saying is I'm not following the rules that have been put out there for me for retirement. I'm going to do retirement my way. And I suggest you do retirement your way. There's nothing nicer than when I'm in the middle of something, be it maybe giving my bedroom a little vacuum, whatever, and I hear my husband calling, "Are you ready for a cup of coffee?" I am so ready to put that vacuum down and go and drink a cup of coffee with him on the patio. And just sit outside and enjoy each other's company for a while and take a break. Do what we like. Now this one's really going to shock you. I sometimes have a little sleep in the afternoons, like an old lady. Too bad if it doesn't look good or doesn't sound good. I love it. Sometimes the sun is shining in this window and it's shining onto my bed and I think, oh, I'm just going to jump on there and read my book for a couple of minutes. I tell myself that. Read my book for a couple of minutes. And of course the next minute I'm dozing. So you would think that would affect my sleep at night. No, it doesn't, because I break another rule. I go to bed at about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. With the result, I sleep late in the morning. I have afternoon sleeps. So there is no routine in my retirement. Obviously, if I've got doctor's appointments or hair appointment or whatever, I'm not silly. They're written down and I make sure that I set an alarm on my phone beforehand so I'm there on time. I have lots of arrangements with friends. We meet for coffees and lunches, and I'm never late, but those are my choices to be there on time. It's my choice to be at the hairdresser at 10 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock when she first suggested I be there. It's all my choice because it's my retirement. And as I say, I've been through all these rules. They don't work for me. They might work for you. And if they do, that's great. That's great. That's how some of us need certain structure in our lives. I don't like things that happen at the same time every day or every week. But we're all different. You doing you and I'm doing me. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you're still here watching, thank you so much. I appreciate that. A big hug to you. Bye for now.